What's going on? What's going on? Hey, it's your boy Skills. How y'all doing? Alright? What's up? Okay, so y'all already know me, Willie Jefferson Jr. I cover video games at the Houston Chronicle. I write about video games. I do video game reviews, unbox items, do all that cool stuff. Alright, so if you've been keeping track, I got a couple things in the mail. I got Gears of War, the Slab book, paperback book is coming out. It's $10. I also have the WRC Thea World Rally Championship, alright, 3. And it's only on PlayStation, so it's PlayStation exclusive, alright. It's from Namco Bandai, alright. And I also got this right here, alright. Which is this. Alright, you know what that is? It's BioShock Infinite, alright. So, I actually am reviving an old feature that I had, alright? And actually it's funny because a friend of mine, a co-worker, an intern named Jason Seidel, what he said was, he'd asked me a question. I said, you know what? Tell you what, let me do this, man. I am actually going to read off his question, alright? And I actually had 2 questions, alright? So, the first question is this, and this is going to be Ask Skills. Yay! Okay. Alright. His question is this. Where did all the good games go? Willie, being the resident gaming expert, for sure, maybe you can answer that question for me. I don't know if I'm just getting older or that there just haven't been any new ideas. I have noticed a fusion among genres, action RPG, shooter RPG. I feel that with those, you may only get a fraction of what those genres typically have to offer. Speaking of RPGs, where did they go? Why did they just disappear? Why did they disappear? Just freestyling some questions, alright? Jason. Okay. Jason, here's the issue, alright? It's all about making money, alright? Now, back in the day when you had Kingdom Hearts, you know, on the PS2, you know, you had Shadow of Colossus, Final Fantasies, just out the wazoo, all these really cool games. But here's the problem, alright? We grew up with those games, but we ended up becoming more focused on other things like Call of Duties, Mass Effect, even BioShock, Borderlands, more shooters, and also with Madden. I mean, every time Madden comes out, you already know it's going to sell. And what ended up suffering is reading. And with RPGs, you tend to have to read a lot. And most people would much rather just, hey, let me play, let me have action, and then read a little bit. I can tell you, I remember with Secret of Mana, you know, you had to do a lot of reading. With Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, I mean, you had to do a lot of reading. And people just, they don't have the attention spans that they used to. So as a result, a game that will be richly rewarding, far and few between. And it's sad that our attention spans overall are so short that a 6-hour game, we look at it and say, hey, that's awesome, that's Game of the Year material. Whereas with Legend of Zelda, I mean, some games you could play in upwards of 200 hours. I mean, think about that. That's just phenomenal. But seriously, what they're doing is, and Grand Theft Auto really was awesome for this, they would combine different elements to give you kind of like a smorgasbord for gaming. For instance, like in Grand Theft Auto, they actually combined Crazy Taxi with the Grand Theft Auto 3. Combined Taxi, you know, Crazy Taxi, because you had all that, and they actually did it, you know, like, you could do police missions, you can do pizza delivery missions, you could do, even drive a bus, you know, or a taxi, you know. And it's like now as gamers, it's like, okay, give us more, give us more, give us more. Singular games, really, I mean, they're a dying breed. And sadly, I mean, the trend is not going to reverse. It's all about money. And if a company does not have to innovate, developers, they're like, why should we have to push the envelope? All you gotta do is look at this upcoming generation, starting off with the Wii U. The graphics are good. They're actually better on the graphics on the Wii U are better than the PS3 and the 360. But I mean, that's supposed to be entering into the next generation. And with what, the clips and demo that I saw for PS4, I'm not that impressed. I mean, to me they look like graphics that the PS3 or a really well configured PC can put out. But if consumers don't demand more, they won't put more there. So that answers your question. Where are they going? You know what? The writing's not strong because the writers are coming out of school with, without strong skills. So if the writers don't have them, how can we expect customers to be able to want to sit through something that is that is filled with excellent literary references, but it's going to go over complete level people's heads. So, all right, and then the next question that I get asked all the time. I mean, it never fails. How do I get games early like you? Why do you get games early? Here's the reason why I get games early. Alright? There are several different ways you can get games early. You can pre-order them. You can also work at a GameStop. They get games early sometimes. Wal-Mart does from time to time. Even Best Buy. And sometimes they aren't, aren't up on street dates, like the street release date. As a journalist, though, I tend to get games early because I work for a publication. And at publications, we have to have lead times. For instance, if you see what you see in today's paper was actually thought out either the day before or even a couple days before. So that's why I tend to get games early, because I do work for the publication. It's a really good chance I can get my review in print. I have a weekly print column that runs in our Spanish section. So as a result, that's why I tend to get games early, so I can play through them, have the review done when the game comes out. Now, on a game, for instance, like BioShock Infinite, it's so popular, it doesn't even, 2K is not, they could care less about if it gets good reviews, if it gets bad reviews. It's kind of like Call of Duty. Most of the time, you will not see people get Call of Duty early. If they do, it's more than likely a mistake. I mean, even the bigger sites, sometimes it's a day of release for them. But, a lot of that has to do with, how popular your site is, what kind of traffic it gets. But legally, they send, the companies, the big three, Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, they send me these games. Their PR arms send me the games. Alright? They're the pre-order versions of the games typically. Like for instance with Dead Island, I got a special red case with it. Really, really cool. It had the pre-order bonuses and everything. And I play them. And the thing is, sometimes I have to email my gamer tag to just let them know, hey, this is my gamer tag, this is what I'm playing online as, so that my account will not be banned. And a lot of people, that's another question they ask me, well, how can you play early? They have my gamer tag, okay? Microsoft has my gamer tag. Sony has my gamer tag, alright? So I can go online and play because it's legit. If you get the game beforehand, they do not have your gamer tag, you're taking a risk. And it's nothing for them to just make an example out of people and ban them. But, yeah, so I mean, you may be asking, okay, well, how do I become a journalist, alright? I'm actually working on a series, alright? Working on a 3-part series on how to be a gaming journalist. I'll give you teasers, but I can tell you right now, they're going to be reasonably priced. You're actually going to be able to rent them. And they will be professionally done, and like I said, there will be anywhere from 3 to 4 of them. But I will definitely give you, pointers, on how you can break into the industry and everything. I give teasers, but I mean, with the teaser, it's a teaser. So, all right. Anyway, it's your boy Skills. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hope to answer your questions, and I'll actually do this maybe once a month. So if you want, send in your questions, you know, and just let me know. And if I can't answer them, if I pick them and can't answer them, I will, you know, work on getting you a personal answer if possible. Alright, anyway, it's your boy Skills. You know, you can find me, all the information. Ad is right here. Bam, it's going to be right below the ad. Okay, well, anyway, it's your boy Skills. About to go bust a move. Go to Columbia. Play some BioShock Infinite. Alright, talk to y'all later. It's your boy Skills. Deuces.